All right, all
Oh
right.
God.
I know one
Yeah.
thing and one
Oh,
thing
nah.
only: slander.
I see. Saw the came into
Welcome
saw this
back,
nigga's tagline.
Urban
All
Anime
right,
Podcast.
so
Continuing our off-camera conversation.
Right.
What do y'all feel this Kuma flashback ranks now?
at the end of it, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a top 3 flashback. I think it's a top 3.
Top 3. Yeah.
Top 3
I'd give
flashback.
it that. Top 3 is definitely.
You guys, I agree. I think it's top 2. I think no, top 3. Top 3.
Okay.
Yeah, because Robin and Law still resonate for me a little bit better.
And I like how especially with Law, I like how his backstory was done with the whole like putting Corazon out as the double agent and just like revealing a lot of stuff that's going on with the Celestials. Like I feel like they gave it its fair amount of time. My only issue with this Kuma flashback is that I don't think it needed 4 chapters now.
It's been more than 4 chapters, I think. It's been since
it's definitely been more than
Wow.
4 chapters.
It's been like probably
it feels like 3 months.
I think it's been 7 chapters. It's been 7 chapters, 6 or 7 chapters of this flashback.
Yeah. I feel like maybe they dragged it out to like reach the end of the year.
So I didn't care though. They could have took a break. They honestly could have took a break one week.
I'd rather just take a break. Yeah.
They could have kept out like maybe not cut a whole chapter, but take out some of the content and make a smaller.
No. You cooking? Cut out like 3 chapters.
Just take out again. To me, like if I'm being real with
I'll be okay.
So y'all stand on this is the best flashback chapter for Kuma's flashback, right? 1102. I think it's the best flashback chapter, in my opinion. For him, it's the best flashback.
I think the God Valley one where he got rescued and they showed like the paw. I think in totality,
it's up there.
That was the best one.
It's up there, but I feel like him having his motives. Because I think the reason why I put it up there for this being the best chapter is because there's people out here who's watching this, who's reading One Piece with their feet. All right, they don't know what they have no idea what they're reading, and I feel like some people honestly clearly needed it flat out explained at some point that the Straw Hats was not ready. Kuma did that to really bless them and be like, listen, y'all are not ready, and he flat out said it. Y'all gonna come back, I know it, but now is not. You gonna see this as a blessing for real. You gonna see it. That's what it is. His motivations was clear. Him being shocked at Luffy, I feel like him witnessing also Luffy having just knocked out Charlos on some nut shit. That puts into perspective how much confidence he had in Luffy going forward. Because I feel like not that he wouldn't have done the whole, favor he did by warping him and shit, but I think that was like, you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna help this nigga because he's different.
I think Zoro was the thing that told him. Like once he seen Zoro take the pain bubble, and he was just because he was like, "Yo, this is a lot."
I think
he's like, "This is a lot even for me."
I think it put him in the right mindset for it, but I don't know if he would have sacrificed himself to that level. Like if he would have like compromised everything that he had gained to that point, Bonnie's safety, freedom, his own little, I guess, comfortable kind of niche in what he was trying to accomplish by keeping her safe, by staying under the government's thumb. He kind of fucked that all up by, I would assume, doing whatever it is that he did. He guarded the ship. He got the Straw Hats up out of there. You see what they doing now. Clearly why he got punished for that shit. I mean.
Right. I mean, I was saying they showed like essentially that he viewed it as helping out Nika. Yeah. As, that Luffy was just inspiring him in that way. And the stories that he heard from his father before, got clapped. Is essentially was what Luffy was doing, going around just liberating place to place.
Straight up and down, that's what he was doing. Like no doubts about it. That's what he
knew about the drums from day one.
It's kind of crazy to me that Kuma like seeing Luffy was like, that's kind of crazy. He got a rubber fruit, Nika's made a rubber, but didn't correlate the devil fruits at all. He was just like,
I guess because no one was able to do it. It's really like no one was able to do it. Like if there was ever anyone who was able to do it in recorded history, maybe he might have been like, you know what, it's too similar. But this shit, him just doing goofy shit now is kind of like, well, now I can see it. But in the beginning when he was just, rubber boy.
Wasn't the fruit out of commission for like hundreds of years?
I don't think anyone had it for long. Even if someone had it,
the world government was holding it for mad long.
But they kept fumbling. Like they kept they kept fumbling. Like,
which is crazy.
But they didn't want it. I think now that we know that fruits have their own willpower, the fruit wasn't meant to be held by them. So it's kind of like
because no one ever ate it.
No one ate it
until Luffy.
I think maybe someone could have ate it, and maybe people did, but they got clapped. Either they got clapped because their potential was past. Ready. Yeah, they weren't ready. Their potential was ass. Probably they didn't have that willpower, kind of gene.
Or they were just some low key one blue pirate that just never branched out, went to the new world, nothing like that.
Could be a nigga that died.
Exactly. They were just a rubber burger.
I don't think anyone's ever had. I really think 800 years, no one's had it, just because everyone is really shocked when they see Luffy's fruit. Like really shocked. Like it's unfathomable. Like what the hell is this? Right? Like I know there's strange powers.
Which is weird because I feel like there's weirder devil fruits out there.
But there's not many full body paramecias like him though. Like if you really think about it, there's not
none.
Very
That's
many
what makes it confusing because you'll think it's a paramecia and be like, he's a rubber man, but you're not acting like a rubber man. Like even Kaido is just like, this is what is going on here? Like, I know devil fruits. This is no devil fruit. What is happening?
I'm trying to think. The only person like who's completely their element all the time is a Logia. There's no paramecia that's
maybe Cat.
But even then, he has to activate it. If he gets caught, he's not Mochi. Like if he gets punched and he's not paying attention, he gets caught. Like he'll go flying and shit. But Luffy will get punched and he'll dead ass still be rubber. Like early, they kind of made it clear he gets smacked up and his body would take the imprint and he'd be like, okay, okay, like that's bizarre. So that's probably a good reason.
I really think no one had it, but at the same time, like I think there's this Kuma backstory at the same time, like as good as it is, right? Because I think it is really good. My problem is it shows a lot of the inconsistencies.
For sure, with Bonnie especially.
With Bonnie, with Kuma and like Kizaru's relationship, it just doesn't make sense. Y'all was dancing and pizza in the last chapter, but you meet on somebody, y'all act like y'all don't know each other either, and it's just like, who are you? Or like, I know you because you're a warlord, not that we was just at Vegapunks together. It's just I know you because you're a warlord.
Type shit.
It just
it fits with the story now, but the overall canon it doesn't work with.
I think it messes up Bonnie more than anything, in my opinion. Like her, there were small dialogue lines in someone pointed out on Twitter. Her when Zoro had saved that guy got cut down by Celestial. He was gonna carry that guy to the hospital. She was like, "Leave that nigga, like whatever." Like
that's not what her dad would have. Yeah,
that's not what her dad. And then also when we see her starting out to be a pirate, she says, "We're gonna be like good guys. We're gonna save people." You know what I'm saying? Like we're not. It's the complete opposite of what she was saying. So it's definitely some inconsistencies. I could live with. I could kind of live with it for the sake of the story, but
I do think it shows like Bonnie has crazy stamina for her fruit.
For sure.
The fact that it's confirmed that she's 10 now, or I guess 12, right?
12,
that was 2 years ago.
She's still using her fruit outwardly while controlling herself, her own age.
Right.
Because the Marine said that every island she went to has been left with old people and children. We know that's not the case. She's just running around turning people into elderly and children by like force, by like like fleets of Marines.
Which makes me wonder, do you think if like she just uses her power and just leaves, do you just go through life now from that point, like from that age?
I really hope not.
It's got to time out. It's got to time out at some point. There's no that's fucked up.
Imagine being like 23 and now you're 90. Like you just lost
live
no hoes. All that shit is over, my boy. That shit is crazy.
A new recruit in the Marines just all of a sudden is just an old man. Or live your life ready to pack it up, retire. Now you're a baby, but you still got the uniform on. What is the Navy's policy? Like, what does their HR do in that situation? Like,
probably hit them with Sea Prism Stone and hope for the best.
Hey, like, just clap them, just keep rocking these niggas. Fuck the concussion
protocol.
Fuck the concussion protocol.
Somebody just comes in and just punches them.
Just start rocking them with Sea Prism pipe. Just
it is what it is.
Go back.
Honestly, if I'm a kid, I'm staying there. I'm keeping my experience and shit, and I'm just, you know what I'm saying? I might.
That'll be kind of lit.
I might just chill out.
You keep your mind too.
I feel like you have to because you have your memories and shit. So you got to keep like some aspects of what it was like to be an adult. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like it has to be same mind.
If that's the case, she might have blessed a couple people then.
Might have.
Some niggas in debt. Some niggas in real debt. They chilling now. They fine.
Change your whole life. Change your name.
Oh yeah,
baby. I'm just gonna live on this island now. I'm not going home.
Like, what are you gonna do? I'm a baby. Like,
it's first grade. Nigga. First grade. What you gonna do? I'm different.
Taxes.
Now you a genius. You can change your whole social status. Now
that's what I'm saying.
The smartest one in your island. Hey man,
I'm boxing for
at
fuck,
5.
Fuck the smarts. I'm throwing hands for her.
As a baby, that's
yeah.
no,
it's not. I'm training. I'm just training. I'm just training. Yeah, that's what it is.
The whole time.
Just getting dumb,
While
strong.
it's easy.
I'm the main character. Yeah, fuck
Brolic toddler just walking around East Blue, bro. It's crazy.
Just doing different shit. Backflips in the mansion.
But it has to wear off because it wore off with Jinbei and Luffy once Bonnie calmed down and she aged them all at Egghead earlier.
She could have undone it though.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, did she undo it or did it just undo itself? Because they've never shown what happens like afterwards.
She could have definitely just undone it.
Yeah.
Which I'm liable to do.
Mr. 3 hits him like with wax. They're just in wax, right? They're just there like forever.
Yeah,
when a Logia freezes somebody, you're just frozen until you thaw. But if you stay frozen, you're frozen.
Think she's an age Logia? Because that's insane.
What? I think she might be special. She might just be special. I think she might be.
She has to be special.
Yeah, and she just has different rules for her devil fruit.
I
think somebody say that. What if she's one of the god fruits too?
I think it might be because when she rusted that lock, I'm like, that's really some space-time bullshit. Like, that's a different type of ability. That's not a normal combat ability to just have in One Piece. That's different.
Right. And then, like, she controlling herself to stop people at, like, being old and young, or, like, can she just erase niggas from existence?
Like, can she, like, turn your arm into, like, a banana? Like, what are we talking about? Like, how is she feeling? Like, what is she doing? What is she capable of?
Absolute matter manipulation.
Like, what is she doing? I wonder, because she's turning rust. Well, she turned the lock into, like, dust by rusting it, right? So maybe not complete matter, but maybe she could change things from, like, their final stages to their beginning stages. She could do whatever. She could change it from, like, a piece of wood into, like, rotted instantly. Like, she's got advanced form of whatever Shinobu has.
Even with, like, that distorted timeline, she can pick from other timelines. Like, is that what that means?
That's what I'm thinking.
Yes, like, what is her power?
What that means.
She can tap into, like, okay, adult version of me where I'm really strong, or like an adult version of me where I'm like.
Does Bonnie have the strongest devil fruit?
I think it might be the most versatile.
5.
It might be the most versatile.
I'll put it in top 5. Until we find out what the eldest fruits are, I'll put it in top 5.
Because it's almost like hormone manipulation. If she could change herself into whatever form of like adult she wants to be, she could be very muscular if she wants to be. Like she was huge at some point. Like she made herself like mad big when she was
like in one of her timelines. I don't know if it's like an alternate version where she gets more Buccaneer blood, or it doesn't make sense. She's not this real kid. So I just don't get it. She just gets strong. I don't know what's going on with her.
I fuck with
she just has access to any timeline where she's just like proficient at anything. That's game.
I think it's definitely more complicated than just age. Like she has some other ability. She could tap into some shit. It's
like a multiversal ability.
That's disgusting.
I think she's end game important. Like I don't know what like her role is gonna be, but she might have some celestial situation where she's gonna be important to them, not because of her power, just because of her bloodline. But her power might just end up being convenient, you know. I don't know, because it's weird to me they didn't kill her. Obviously, she's a celestial, obviously, but when Akainu pulled up after Blackbeard had her on that island and shit, they just kidnapped her and she escaped and whatever it is. But why wouldn't they have just like, you know?
I think maybe because the entire procedure wasn't finished, and Kuma is strong enough where like if they break their end of the bargain, he can just like take off and disappear.
Well, here's my question, because now that we've seen, they said that the end of the last chapter, right, or the end of 1102, we see that his personality got erased, but Vegapunk programmed him to protect the ship. That was his final wish, all that other shit, but his memory's gone.
Mm-hmm.
So how do we explain all the shit that's been happening with him lately?
Well, his memory's not gone, right? He said
personality, his
personality is gone.
Yeah,
but his memory is still there.
But right? So is he able to act on that though? Because his individuality and his will is gone. That's what I'm confused about. What was really done? Because all the shit he's doing now.
Maybe like, Vegapunk didn't fully do it.
Didn't take his.
But Garcia said he would know. Was he Captain? Because like he said, like he explicitly said, nigga said, I'm a man of science, nigga. You smart.
Vegapunk is like.
I'm not gonna lie.
Levels above.
I wouldn't even like to be in the top of the house.
Keep it real.
But you relying on me, nigga. How smart are you? How smart are you,
did you
nigga?
do
Like,
to figure it out? Like, what procedure? Like,
Show me
Garcia, like,
nigga, show me your doctorate, nigga. Show me what's up. Like,
right.
What you going to school, nigga? Like, who's your professor, nigga? Let's find out. Nah.
What's your thesis on, man?
GPA, nigga. Quick.
How many books you wrote?
But yeah,
what's your thesis is looking like, nigga? Fuck yeah, let's find out about you.
I mean, hey, man.
He was never gonna know. I don't think that.
I think it's just cap, honestly.
All the way, yeah. And I don't think Jay Garcia.
It was just an empty threat. Like he just shot off.
I'm
a man. That's not even. That's imagine somebody tell you that on the street.
Vegapunk didn't even respond to that. He was just still mad that he had to kill somebody.
Niggas said, all right.
Sure, buddy. Yeah, you'll find it.
You don't know what I'm cooking up in this lab anyway, nigga. You're all right, buddy.
You think you know what's going on anyway, man of science.
Anyway, nigga, yeah.
I'm about to start doing that. Don't do that. I'm a man of science.
Somebody say something that don't sound right. Hey, I'm a man of science, bro. Hey.
I'm a man of science, please.
Bring your laptop to Geek Squad. Like, don't fuck it up. I'm a man of science.
Right?
I'll know.
I'll know.
Come correct with my tech, bro. Yeah, come correct. Fuck. Yeah. Said erase this nigga's memories. Right. Fuck. Do it correct.
Not knowing shit.
He said scramble that nigga's brains. I want him gone. Yeah.
Bad idea all around. So that really just shows the Goro say from top to bottom, the world government is just they're just bad at their jobs. The man of science, the man that's supposed to be smart, said, you know what? I got this bargaining chip. I got this race that I should have exterminated or reality. Like stole the fruit, he was a slave, got up out of there. He should not be here. Maybe I should just finish the job and just pack him up while I got the chance. Instead of doing that, nah, we'll play ball. We'll do this. Let's make an
army. We'll help this nigga. I mean, okay, you know what my biggest problem is with all that? Because they could have did all that and just killed him. Because to me, there's no way they don't know how devil fruits work in order how to like put a new one or put a previous user into a next fruit. I feel like they must know or have some knowledge or at least have some kind of. I feel like they know. I don't know. I don't think Vegapunk's the only person who knows, or I don't think Caesar or any of the people making smiles are the only people that have any insight. I definitely don't think they have the ability to artificially create one. I don't think they could do that. But I think they do know that you can put a devil fruit into a fruit if you do the process. There's a way to do it, and I think they know. Kill this nigga. I mean, you have him, right? Like, you got Kizaru there. Kill this nigga. Kill this nigga. Take his fruit. That's the most valuable thing is his fruit.
While you can have an agent there, put a gun to Bonnie's head real quick. Look, stand down. I'll protect her, but you gotta go. You have to go. She technically don't have your blood, so she can stay. But
run the fruit,
and that fruit, I'm gonna need that
because that's what it was. They wanted his fruit, they wanted his blood, but make a clone of him. Do whatever you gotta do. Make a bunch of clones of the clones. Kill this nigga. Fuck it. Like I mean, what do you want me to do?
Because it just led to a spiral of bad ideas. Because
bad ideas.
They made it clones of the Buccaneers. Now they making clones of Seraphim. Like
he met too many niggas. He made too many connections. Now he met the Straw Hats. Once he met the Straw Hats, the moment they find out what happened,
it's a game.
Once they find out what happened, that's a power boost times 20 right there. That's a Kaioken times 20 power boost right there. They about to wild out. You already know once they find out what this nigga really did for them. What like he really.
Oh, you're a friend.
Our probably biggest ally of all time.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Frankie did say that though. He did say that.
Frankie said he helped out, but I don't think they know to the levels of which he.
Frankie said he's one of their biggest allies. When he revealed to them that he guarded the boat, he was just like, "Yeah, he's actually been one of our biggest allies."
But the suffering he went through to do all that shit, I don't know if they know how his memory got erased. They don't know. They don't know how he. They don't know. They don't know for real.
Bonnie is needed for that. Bonnie needs to put somebody on game. She needs to whisper that in Luffy's ear so he get that energy. Like, hey,
do you know?
That's top up right there.
You think Bonnie could bring Kuma back?
He's done for.
You think it's a dub? You think she can't like touch him and be like,
give me a past where Kuma's okay? Endgame One Piece, where we're at right now, characters.
Now wait a minute, you might be onto something.
You think she's affecting other people living? I don't think she's affecting living people today.
Maybe that's her awakening.
she could alter that timeline entirely. It's just I want to pass where Kuma's fine. Boom, he's a young nigga.
Or I can bring you back to a point where you were fine.
But so Kuma would have to be there, and I don't think he's pulling up. I think he's going different direction. I think he's.
Kuma he would have to show up there because there's no other way to really get to him because he's.
So y'all believe you think he's pulling up and dying, or you think he's pulling up and Bonnie's gonna save him? Because I'm thinking he's pulling up and going somewhere else.
Honestly, it's 1-1.
I think he pulls up and self-destructs. Yeah. I think there's a code written in there.
We talking Majin Vegeta? What are we talking? So
I think that's it. I think
it's Chaozu level, bro. I don't think he's hurt. I don't think he's killing Jay Garcia with that.
I think he does enough where Dragon pulls up and Jay Garcia has to leave. Get smoked. He could think it's.
I think Garcia dies. I think Garcia dies on this island. Yeah. This is a major world event. I think Garcia.
They wouldn't have showed him in the flashback if he wasn't really passing for real. I feel like
a lot of Garcia. He's definitely
they showed him at least.
He's like the main
in these chapters.
It's crazy because I would argue now at this point you could say that he's been arguably from what we've seen, the influence we've seen on the story, the main antagonist up to this point of the overarching story, like everything that's happened in terms of the little characters that have been involved.
It's been him putting in emotion.
It's been him putting a lot of shit into motion.
How far though? Like up to Kaido?
Not Kaido.
For the most part.
For the most part, there's certain little aspects like allowing the pirate trade to go on because CP0 being involved there, like they were willing to work with Kaido and work with the Orochi to a degree, willing to get them weapons for Sea Stone. They were willing to work with the government was involved with that shit. So I don't know about how involved, but definitely the government had their fingers in that shit. But everything else, definitely for sure. Everything else, for sure.
Because if the game goes out that far, then I think Jay Garcia doesn't make it to the end of this arc.
I think he gets caught. I think we're seeing Dragon heavily in the flashback too, because him being as concerned as he is about Luffy as a parent is good. The stocks, like you say, the stocks have gone up. I've been saying it. We've been talking about it. It's up right now.
Finally.
He's pulling up. At
first, I didn't think so. I'm not gonna lie. When we first started this arc, I didn't think Dragon was gonna be a part of it. I'm not gonna hold you. But the way this flashback is looking, like it's
gonna be. Someone's got to come to wrap this shit up. Garcia's looking like the ultimate threat.
Vegapunk already called him. He already said, "I think I'm about to die." That's his man. So Dragon's like, "Oh, this is a great opportunity. Let me just pull up and just steal the world."
Vegapunk, kill a Gorosei member, pull off with my kid. Like this is wins across the board.
This is wins across the board. This is like he's coming to wrap it up. It's gonna be a wrap. And the biggest thing is that this nigga Garcia don't know about it. Because what I've peeped and what we've seen coincidentally throughout all the flashbacks, nigga never really be around all the heat. He never really actually pulled up in this. He didn't pull up in the middle of God Valley and everybody saw him and it was a big moment. Nigga was off to the side. Kuma was by himself and shit like that. This nigga, he's a hoe. I'm gonna just say it. Like I'm not saying he's not strong, but whole behavior. We're gonna see what happens when somebody really pulls up and steps in for him. We're gonna see when somebody who's on that caliber pulls up.
We did.
He's still kind of strong.
We definitely seen Sanji try to pull up on him.
But Sanji's not him. Sanji's strong. Sanji's listen. We're not in that comparable strength.
Sanji's a really good.
He's a fighter. He's a good fighter.
Put it out
there. He's a good fighter. He's
not. Sanji definitely was stopped. He definitely tried, and he was definitely.
I think that's devil fruit. But I think Dragon's not affected by that. I think his
hockey. No, I don't think that affects Dragon at all. Because I think Dragon is a top 5 fighter in the right now in the One Piece world.
Got to see a real father-son Kamehameha on Egghead, bro.
So I mean, I go back. I think we're gonna see. I think Luffy gonna get up. I think Kizaru gonna get up. I think Kizaru's cooked for right now. But I think he's gonna get up, and Luffy gonna have to put him down. It's gonna be an Awakening versus Gear 5th Awakening. So Awakening versus Awakening, full-blown fight. It's gonna be an Admiral. Wow. Admiral goes down. A Gorosei goes down. It's gonna be full defeat.
Crazy.
Full defeat. It's gonna be wild.
If Kizaru doesn't make it out of there and like leave the Marines, it's really looking like that. Like you have to leave the Marines, bro.
He might have to.
You can't fumble Vegapunk and the fucking and the fucking Yonko
on record.
You can't fumble that on record.
L for Admiral on record, and the Gorosei died while you were there, nigga.
No, bro. Great execution. Don't even show up back
in front of the holes, man. It's crazy. It's just an L like that. Yeah.
Can't go back.
All them vice admirals, all of the people's there, like
and the Seraphim there.
Everybody.
You have all the tools and you fumbled?
Morgan's is in the clouds.
What?
HD.
Recording it.
In 4K
Just watching
like this.
Kizaru just
Impeccable view. Whoa. Because you can argue the first one.
Is Kizaru still on the ground?
Is he cooked? You can argue the first one, okay, tie, because Luffy went out Gearfried. He knocked his nigga Kizaru out. They both out of commission. All right, not a tie, but you can say they both down. Draw.
Right.
He gets up and they fight again for real, and they box it, and he goes down. Hey.
Clean hook.
Yo,
like a regular. It was a clean hook. Clean. No mistaking. You got slept.
Let it happen again. Let it happen twice. Let it happen twice on the island. Let it happen twice. We're looking at a different story. Anagorse, remember, goes. That's what it's gonna be. It's gonna be Straw Hat. He's officially affiliated with the Revolutionaries. That's what it's gonna. That's what the story is gonna be. Official affiliation.
You think it elevates him past Yonko?
It's gonna. He's gonna be, because now he's at 3, but he's gonna be. It's gonna be clear separator from the rest of his class. Because now they're looking at it like, oh. I still believe they're not giving him the full credit because they don't want to give Nika that light. They don't want to give him that light after taking down Kaido. They know what it was, but they don't want other people to see what it was. But after this,
the same way they treated Big Mom and Kaido linking up.
He got people at the referee pulling up for him.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, oh, we part of the Grand Fleet gang.
Niggas not scared. Niggas not scared.
My captain is Luffy. I'm not worried about you.
They put in 1.5 extra on his head. He's leaving out of this with the same bounty as like Kaido. He's leaving out of here 4.5, 4.6 billion, man. His crew.
I can see that.
Zoro's getting a comfortable billion. Like, he's getting up there. I want to say they're going to put him.
Zoro gets an uptick too?
Nah, I think Zoro's cap is probably going to be like Mihawk cap, probably 3.5. But Zoro's probably going to get up to like maybe a cool 2.5. I can see Zoro jumping another 2 billion. Another billion. Honestly, you got to look at it like this. CP9, former CP9 commander, right? Former CP9 commander. And you got to see he's coming off being in the first commander of Yonko. So it's back-to-back dubs of high caliber. It beats the CP9 commander who becomes the CP0 commander, who is the number one. They said on record, he's the number one government assassin of all time. That's a feat. I honestly feel like Rob Lucci, he's a little respect is getting put on his name in Egghead because I feel like even I was a little asleep just because he got knocked out by Luffy. Inevitable. But it was never a fair fight. Never a fair fight.
That was really bad.
It was never gonna look good. But I want to say he's definitely advanced past just being somebody to fight. He's a problem. He's a problem in the world. I think most people fighting Rob Lucci are losing.
But you think that gives him an extra $1 bill?
It's affiliation. It's all about affiliation. It's not even just like who you beat. It's how big your captain's prestige is getting as well. Because you're with that nigga. You rolling with that nigga at the end of the day. Yeah. Like, you're a part of that shit. I don't think
it doesn't add up then, because then King's bounty doesn't make sense in relation to Kaido.
I think they were just doing more evil shit though. Like, I think Kaido's and their crew's bounty were going up irrespectively of how strong they were because they were just doing shit outside. Like Jack the Drought. They said it. Every time you pull up, that nigga was just destroying towns. That nigga, I don't think he's really, not that he's not worth $1 billion, but I don't think he's on the same level. He's not on the same level as Cat, and Cat was just $1 billion too. Cat was like 1.5, maybe. Cat was 1.5. I don't think he's on that same level. I don't think he's on that level at all.
But Cat's a first commander, so.
But even a first commander being $1 billion and then a third commander being $1 billion, you got to look at it like, what is he doing to be at $1 billion? He's just doing dumb shit. He's outside fucking shit up. For the most part, Cat was at the crib to finish it, being the perfect soldier. That's what he was doing. I guess if he had to go outside,
killing niggas with jelly beans.
Killing niggas, but he wasn't even really using his devil fruit for it. He was just using hockey, just shutting shit down before it got serious. No need for him to flash out and get wild. Jack is just wild in nature. His bounty is high because he's just doing wild, dumb shit all the time. I could say the same about Kaido's crew. They just outside doing dumb shit. Not that they're not strong, but if the more wild shit you do, same thing with Kid. Kid's bounty was like higher than Luffy's at Sabaody just because he was known for killing more civilians and shit. Like nigga was just known for killing more civilians. Just villainous. When you doing dumb shit, then your bounty gonna be a little bit higher. But I definitely do think the boost, because when he beat Kaku, his bounty went up by another 60 million. I don't think that was beat Kaku was worth a jump to 120.
I think it was more like fighting a government.
That's what I'm saying. It was how serious everything was going down. You defeated. It's like a real war on the government.
Like
this is
like
a real.
Assault the cop.
That's what exactly.
Everyone's getting the boost. Then you're saying
everyone. This is going to be a real This is going to be like the ship. The tides are rising. I definitely think we're going to see some fights, but the tides are rising.
That'd be a quick turnaround. I think that'd be the quickest turnaround that they got bounty increases back to back.
I think Luffy's going to get a huge boost, though. I think Luffy's going to get a huge boost if he is even seen working with Dragon, because that's going to be
that's paramount. That's paramount to what the government don't want.
Like I said, they're going to treat it just like they treated Kaido and Big Mom getting together. Just like, what are we going to do about this?
Actually, matter of fact, when his bounty jumped from 300 to 400 million, that was just in like a few days. That was because when he jumped to Impel Down, got involved in Marineford, all that dumb shit, that was just a few days. That was just a few days that his bounty went up to 400 million because he was wilding out. So it really just depends on what you end up doing. And this is some shit that's going to end up being
huge.
I think the world government will look at this the other way, though. I think they'll be like, this is too much. Like, Dragon.
This is a loss.
I think they'll look at the Grand Fleet. They'll look at Sabo. I think they go more so of the propaganda route, and they don't even acknowledge Luffy did this.
Oh, nah. You think so?
I mean, a lot of people don't even know it exists, so I think it's a good move on their part.
Yeah, I think it becomes they kidnap Vegapunk and then it stops right there. But I don't think it really progresses past that where they start to dig deeper. Like, he beat it out. I think they bury everything under the rug.
I think they have to expose. I think Morgan's is. I think this is because you also kill Morgan's. You have to also Vivi's involved.
You have to kill Morgan.
Take him out.
Definitely have to kill.
Remember, Vivi escaped. Vivi is with Morgan's. All this shit being tied together, Vivi knowing Straw Hat, there's no way that Morgan's is not gonna let this shit slip by. And
she's the eyewitness on the scoop. He's gonna get the direct interview from her, and she's gonna leak some shit.
I know this.
My dad.
This is world class information. This is world. I mean, they killed my dad. This is world class information. Yeah. World class.
Like the beloved King Nefertari. Like, Sabo did nothing wrong. That gets out. It's gonna go crazy for the Revolutionary Army. Like
I think we're gonna see, like I said, the government's gonna shift into Endgame because they're suddenly gonna become the bad guys for real. It's gonna become noticeable that y'all are, like y'all kind of tripping.
It's about time to pull out that army of pacifistas, because what else are they? What else are they cloning people for like that? What else are they building these robots for? They're trying to replace the Marines. Like
they don't see it. They don't see it right away. They don't see it right away because a lot of the people believe that the pirates, not that they aren't, because most pirates are evil. You know what I'm saying? But they don't see that the government is just kind of slowly. It's been an arms race. They've been building up power. It's been a slow power creep, and shit is crazy now. Shit is crazy. The new pacifistas. I mean, when they really bring those out into a war, it's gonna be a problem.
Oh yeah,
it's
gonna be huge.
They have a lot.
But I don't know. I think there's still enough hitters left that they won't be too much of a problem if sides had to be taken. It's just gonna be that choosing the side spot that's gonna make a real difference. At the whole maintain the status quo or uproot society from the ground up.
For sure.
The world government is just gonna find themselves on the side of just like either we're enslaving everybody or we're wiping everybody out.
I think it's gonna come to that point though. I think it's like we're gonna have I think this is the big expose. Like this is the big expose. The government is gonna be exposed. That's why I have no problem with this being such a sudden turnaround for their bounties. I think the story has been showing us, especially with all the things happening outside of Egghead, shit is ramping up. Shit is like we're definitely moving ahead to like the final stages of where the story needs to be. And the government has obviously been the final enemy. Anyone who thought it was gonna be Black, not that Blackbeard's not the final enemy, but he's not the final enemy. He's not
the world's final enemy. He's Luffy's final enemy.
He's Luffy's personal final enemy, but he's not like the final enemy of the story.
I mean, I don't know. He could become a final enemy of the world.
You think so?
Considering what world he's trying to create, you know what I mean? And he already has enough, followers, a whole pirate paradise thing going on. So I think, like, for his definition of freedom, he might find himself being like one of the primary goals of like anybody could take in terms of which direction they want the world to go.
Well, I don't think so. It's funny. I don't think like what he wants to do is funny. I don't think is necessarily wrong. I want to see Rox's perspective on what it is because I feel like that'll give us real insight on what Blackbeard's looking to do. Because obviously we see the homage with what he's been aspiring to do with his ship, just his route that he's been taking, the different stuff that he's done. He's definitely kind of he's trying to be like Rox, but I want to know what Rox is really on, and I think that'll give us a little more perspective on Blackbeard in general. Because if he wasn't really trying to, it seems like he was trying to stop the world government. Obviously, he was trying to interfere with what they were doing, but like for what reason? Like what was the purpose?
Right.
Like what was the real reason of trying to take him down? Because that could be a problem.
And then I want to know if Rox had 2 devil fruit, because if he was just running around with the darkness fruit, was he aware that he could have 2 devil fruits? And was the second devil fruit he was trying to attain the Nika devil fruit?
I feel like he had 2 devil fruits. I don't know if he had.
Why else was he like directly attacking the Marines, the world government? Like
at the Nika?
I think he was going to get the Nika, but he already had the Yami.
I think he was just looking for strong ones. I think he pulled up because he was looking for strong ones, and whichever one was going to suit his purpose best, he would take.
But why didn't he take Whitebeard's fruit? Like, didn't Whitebeard?
It might have just been. I think Roger pulled up. I mean, we saw. I think. I mean, I said it before during the week. I think what happened is that Roger got he got beat the fuck up. I think Rox gave him the beats, and I think when he pulled back up to God Valley, my man was like, "All right, well, I need that get back," and he probably pulled up on that nigga immediately. Like I don't think like ever for Roger, his crew, maybe they were trying to take the treasure there. That was probably their objective. But kind of like how Luffy's there to just do whatever he's got to do. I think Roger pulled up to smoke that nigga Rox, and that's what he was there for. So I don't think Rox even got a chance to get involved with the dope fruits. Like I don't think he even got a chance to. I think Roger was on that nigga. I would assume. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean that makes sense. Everybody was kind of on his ass because he was wilding.
And it seemed like it was a kind of battle royale situation. So I know it was probably like we said it before. Fucking Shanks' daddy probably gave Whitebeard that scar. The rest of the pirates, we know Big Mom where she was. She definitely pulled up and fucking yoked up Ivankov. Like she was not playing. But the rest of them
she didn't like kill them off rip. She didn't. Like,
she wasn't worried about that. She was trying to get them fruit. She yoked that nigga up crazy.
This one's mine, young man.
Said, fuck that. Fuck that.
Ivankov really got robbed. Ivankov would have lived a way different life with that devil fruit.
Oh yeah,
we didn't want to see that, bro. Ivankov would have been walling.
Dragon, if he would have seen that as his number 2, he would have been lit.
Monster
would have been lit. So I missed a part of that. So you're saying that you think Rox was trying to get or wanted the combination of the darkness and the Nika fruit?
It's like implied that he had the darkness fruit. So was he aware that he could obtain the second devil fruit along with it? And if he was, like, is that why he was attacking the Marines to get the Nika fruit?
Is that what you think the crown jewel is that they stole?
That was the pirate treasure.
Possibly.
I think it was that egg. I think it was that big fucking egg. Yeah.
But what would be in that egg?
I don't know. I think it was crazy though. Whatever's in that egg
probably
is
like the rebirth of Eam or some shit. If I had to guess, like
of Eam, you think he comes out of a dinosaur egg?
Maybe. That man's been around since time. I don't know. Like we don't know what spawned him in. If he comes in an egg, honestly, I wouldn't be surprised. I'd be like, all right, well,
I think it's an ancient creature of some sort. I think it's some kind of creature that is going to arise when the time is right. I don't know, but I think it's.
What if it was? I've seen somebody theorize it was Shirahoshi, right? And the egg had to make it to them.
Like she couldn't be born. She had to be delivered and then stay there until like it was time for her to hatch. That's interesting. Yeah, like I feel like it could be something like that. Like it was some kind of important creature, some kind of necessary creature or being that's going to be of great importance, but it just wasn't ready because every time we saw it, it was just this big fucking egg. Even way after God Valley, because we saw that was like Roger was relatively young. All of them were relatively young. They had that fucking big ass egg on their ship when they met Odin. So that was like fucking 20 something years after that shit. Or at
was
least
Odin a part of God Valley? No, right?
Odin
wasn't. No, that was way before.
Way before.
Yeah.
That was at least.
Yeah, he would have got folded. That was way above him.
It's probably 16 years before they met Odin. Maybe.
Yeah.
16-ish, 15-ish years before they met Odin.
So Odin was what, like 12?
He was younger. he was definitely younger.
He was like 6'3".
Yeah.
Nigga, Nigga, he was not gonna be a factor.
It was built different.
He would have actually he'd be in that low class. He'd be still mating with Shiki.
Yeah.
I don't know. Shiki seemed like he was one of the.
It was a problem.
One of the problems.
Shiki is a problem. Shiki's devil fruit is absurd.
Very
float fruit because he can float
movie,
water.
like shows what he could do. Like
that's
Shiki
crazy.
With both legs
wild.
In his prime,
man, he was lifting boats, several.
Not into
no fatigue.
Not into it.
Not out of breath. Nothing. Just holding him.
Not feeling like it.
He had to have both Garp and Sengoku who really had to take him serious to beat him too.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Yeah, so I take it back. Oden, that was above you too.
Firmly, I'd say.
No, it's time.
But
now that makes me question: where do you rank Oden all time? Then
he's a top 25 because I think he is. I don't. Did he have Conqueror's Coding? That's the question. Did he have that, or was he just like had Advanced Rio and he had Conqueror's?
Still in the air because on one side Enma brings it out, but on another side there was no like real like.
Because he cut.
So there's a very interesting theory, right? That one sword Enma draws out your haki, right, and the other sword, the only sword, replenishes it, which is why Oden never had a problem because he uses. I forgot what the exact examples were, but basically they showed like Oden followed some like Taoist. His whole design is like this Taoist Buddhist balance theme, basically, right? And that the swords kind of represent that too. So what if one sword replenished in a way his haki or gave him will, and the other sword Enma drew the will to destroy it? That's why he never had a hard time controlling Enma. The swords balance themselves out in a weird way.
That would be an odd like way to. Because how would it distribute haki is my only question, but at the same time, it's just like these are like magic swords. Can't really take it away from him. Like,
what if it just like regulates it instead of like replenishing it? Like it like evens it out, so he's not having to consciously control it. Because that's what it is. It's like a conscious control over Enma. Then you have to regulate it.
I think the explanation I've seen was like it gives the user hope. And with hope, you never kind of get disheartened. You never lose your will to achieve whatever you're doing, in a sense. So because of that, you have endless haki. If haki works like true willpower like that, that's how it'll work. Now the thing that breaks it is if haki doesn't work like that.
Well, if that's the case,
I mean, if that's the case, that would be his own personal will then, right? Like
that's. I don't think Enma is like. I think Enma just like draws out your own will. I think it like forcibly forces your own haki out more than usual. So like it's just an extension of your haki that you have to like manually calm down. You have to manually bring it back in so you're not, constantly being drained. So I think if that's the case, I think Zoro's just gonna get stupid strong then. If he has to constantly, he's just gonna get. If he has to constantly manually like train that blade or just like keep his haki under control, he's gonna get stupid.
One of the worst things that came out of this week's chapter is the unbearable Zoro Sanji debates that arose because of it.
We're back to
that one line about that's enough pain to knock me out. So now people are saying Zoro has better durability than Sanji. I just want to let y'all know what's going on out there. I'm gonna make this a segment, by the way. I'm just gonna go through Twitter and bring.
But why is that? I don't see why that's an issue though.
Yeah,
I don't see why that would be an issue.
Zoro has tanked significantly more than Sanji's ever.
I think the issue is because Sanji has the exoskeleton, and I guess the thought process was before Wano, Zoro clearly had more attack power, right? He can attack. He's just physically stronger, and he's more technically skilled, right, in his craft of fighting. And Sanji is faster and has more durability. That was supposed to be the balance between the two of them. But now that Zoro is displaying that he has significantly higher durability and that Sanji's exoskeleton just basically helps him catch up to Zoro, Sanji fans are in shambles.
I mean,
if we're being about durability, like at the end of the day, Sanji does get like broken, like he got bent up in Wano and had to like literally bang out the dents mid-fight. So it's like I see Sanji as more of the high-speed glass cannon. He could dish out a decent amount of damage. He's incredibly fast, but when it just comes to getting hit, he's just not up there.
If I'm being real, Zoro before the time skip, almost every fight he was coming out of it on the brink of death. Like he was coming out of it almost on the brink of death every fight. Like his durability.
For 5 weeks after every fight, major fight.
Every fight was like, I remember in Alabasta, he got cut the fuck up by Mr. One. Mr. One had this boy in the fucking blender. A building fell on this nigga. He was fucked up. He was, and he still put this nigga down. And he still put this nigga down. So I don't
figured out how to cut steel mid-fight.
I don't know. I don't think Sanji's durability is ever gonna really stack to Zoro. It's not durability. I think Zoro has pain. His endurance is otherworldly than Sanji's. Zoro can take a lot of damage and continue to go. I don't think Sanji could take as much sustained damage as Zoro and continue to fight. Zoro has gotten up from injuries and continued to fight consistently, like on the brink of death.
One time with Mihawk, he was not getting back up.
That was different. That was a different power gap. Power gap.
That was a different slash.
Not getting up again.
But the fact that he got up and then went to Arlong Park and was fighting Arlong honestly pretty decently for a little bit until his injuries caught up to him. His endurance is honestly
could have beat Arlong actually.
Yeah,
if he
full
had
strength
both,
Zoro might have beat him.
Full strength Zoro. Arlong said it too. He said, "I have to kill this nigga now because if I leave him alive,
he's smoking everybody."
Issue for later. Don't want to deal with that. Zoro's durability or endurance, I would say, has always been, to me, it's been different than Sanji's. Shonen,
It's
portrayed.
created a massive issue in the One Piece community.
I want to talk speed. Sanji.
They not
let
ready.
Sanji have the speed. He's got it. He's had better speed feats.
He has better speed attack. Okay, he has better speed, but when it comes to attack speed, it doesn't. I don't. If they had to fight, if they had to fight,
wins the fight.
Zoro's winning the fight because King was faster than Zoro. He said it. Zoro said, okay, this nigga's too fast for me to really fight in a head-on fight. I have to time this nigga. That's what it's gonna come down to. Attack speed. When it comes down to attack speed, reaction speed, I don't think that's something that's. He's up there. I don't think Sanji would want to do that. I don't think Sanji would really want to fight somebody on that same caliber. Even if it wasn't Zoro, fight someone with that same set of skills or that same reaction attack speed combo. I don't think he want to deal with that.
Oh yeah, I'm not saying Sanji wins in any case, but and straight speed, like getting there before anybody else, is Sanji.
Yeah, I give him speed. He's a fast runner. His legs work, right?
Yeah. Skywalk and all that. Yeah,
his legs work.
I'm not doing much else. I'm not, but it's fast.
He can run though.
The boy move. He got legs on him.
He's fast. I mean,
he get recruited immediately.
Would you say? Who would you say has better battle IQ between the two of them?
Oh, definitely Zoro.
Wait, better what feats?
Battle IQ.
Oh, battle IQ. Yeah, Zoro.
Definitely Zoro. I mean, he figured out King's whole thing. King. I don't think King had any recorded L's really. I mean, unless you count the government taking him hostage. King don't really have any recorded L's really. Zoro figured out his whole thing. His whole invincible technique. He figured it out in a fight where he probably shouldn't have. No, I don't think anyone else would have figured out how to beat King in that situation.
I don't think he has any feats that show IQ. Sanji.
He most of the time overpowers his opponents.
He shows IQ in the sense of foresight, he plans ahead, on the escape and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
For sure,
he shows IQ in that situational awareness is what I guess.
I'll give him that. He plans ahead.
He's the one thinking 2 or 3 steps ahead. Okay, yeah, we're gonna fight, we're gonna beat them, but the Marines are still coming, so somebody's got to collect us and get off the island, or somebody's got to open up the gate, or Sanji's that person thinking like that. So I think that's the thought process.
And that's kind of the whole team, though. Because you could say that about Robin, you could say that about Brooke.
I think Sanji has.
It's more Sanji. It's more Sanji.
He has a role where
does that
consistently. He definitely he separates, and he'll figure some shit out, and it'll help them in the last minute. When they left Ennie's lobby, that was his whole setup.
Whole cake with the whole. It was him,
The cake, yeah, all that shit actually. Yeah.
Whole cake was him, Alabasta, them getting rescued from the cage.
Oh, Mr. Prince shit. Yeah.
That all of that. Sanji does that. That's his thing. He saves them at the last minute when they fall into the trap.
Sanji's like an operator. That's what I would say. He's like I feel like you can kind of drop him in and he can handle shit. Like he's like an operator. I'll trust Sanji. If I had to send someone to infiltrate some shit, I would definitely send Sanji. Sanji is probably the number one person I would send in to infiltrate. In fact, I think if he hadn't had to do that whole bullshit on Whole Cake, if he had went with them to Wano, he probably would have been the biggest asset they had in gathering information.
It would have went way differently.
For sure. I definitely think they would have had...
they would have found out Kanjuro was a spy weeks earlier. I think it would have been...
Because he was leaking shit. Right, and when they got there, it was too caught up. Like, it was too last minute for them to really take into effect. Because I think it was just Law there with the rest of them. So, I don't think that... Sanji has a good role in the team in terms of that. I definitely think he's situationally very good. But battle IQ, I think Zoro's him and Luffy are clearly the best. That's his role. I mean, the combatant. The nigga has no other job but to box.
Swordsman.
Nigga has no other job but
on the queue. Yes.
Box. Just go out there, nigga.
That's my kid needs somebody cut. That's my role.
That's it. Nigga not good for shit but fighting. And that's good. That's
everything. You need me to cut a train? I'll cut it.
That's why I'm cool with that. I don't know why niggas don't get it. That's gonna be the gap between Sanji and Zoro. This nigga is constantly training. Even though Sanji is, you could say, comparable in strength, there's gonna be a gap. There's gonna be a gap.
I can't even say they're comparable in strength. I think there's a noticeable gap.
Conqueror's coding is the gap. And I think it's crazy.
I think it's more than that. I think it's Conqueror's coding.
Fighting skills.
It's hands.
I think
when we saw Zoro fight with no sword, I was just like, "What's Sanji doing here, bro?
It's hands from birth.
What's his purpose anymore, bro? He's
just a cook at this point.
That's what I got. If you're training constantly, if that's what you've been doing, if that's what you do, it's different. It's different. I don't care if you're good at what you do. You're good. I'm great, nigga. It's just, you know what I'm saying? Like,
they made a tornado with his bare hands, bro. Like, at some point, you gotta bow out.
Physically impossible. Like, niggas biologically doing crazy shit. No exoskeleton.
Yeah. Sorry, Sanji. I tried. I tried to be unbiased.
There's no way to
give you a fair chance.
It's not that Sanji's not gonna, because I think Sanji could get Conqueror's coding. It's not even that I'm against it or I don't care.
He doesn't have a goal that's that lofty. He doesn't say, I want to be the world's best anything or the greatest anything. He just wants to find the all blue. That's all he wants.
So, okay, this is why I feel like Sanji will get Conqueror's coding. Or he might. I have no problem with him getting it. This is why. Ultimately, I think Sanji's going to surpass Jinbei.
Jinbei?
I do think so. I think he's going to surpass
Jinbei. By the end of the story, I think Sanji's going to be stronger than Jinbei by a
He's going to be stronger. It's going to be... We're talking about the wings of the pirate. We're talking about the two... It's got to be... That's what we've been portraying.
That was a mistranslation. It was supposed to be Jinbei in that frame. It wasn't supposed to be Sanji.
It was supposed to be when Kid got written out. Got to write Sabo in the 4th place, bro.
Jinbei's gonna be the number one when it comes down to holding it down outside of the top 3. It's gonna be Jinbei, undoubtedly. Jinbei's gonna hold the fort down.
This is all racism against.
But if Jinbei don't have Conqueror's haki now, Jinbei's 48. If you don't have it now,
it's just like who's who. Call him a dirty fisherman. Go ahead, I know you want to.
No, listen. Jinbei's my nigga.
That's make the sea floor great again. I know what y'all really want. I see what y'all really want.
Listen, there's you got Kobe. You got Michael, you know what I'm saying? And then you got Tracy McGrady. You got some Vince Carters. You got some.
You didn't call Jinbei. No. Listen. I'm not allowed. This is where I put my foot down.
Listen,
I will not allow Jinbei
you got some
disrespected.
You got some DeMar DeRozans.
Call him.
You got some DeMars. You got some. Listen.
He's
checking into the Urban Anime podcast. I refuse to allow any further Jinbei.
We got some solid niggas. They fill the role. Nigga is a. On a
Jinbei's at least Giannis.
Okay.
In the grand scheme of things, 1 ring. He only got 1 ring, but he's still.
Giannis is kind of carrying teams sometimes.
You gotta when Jinbei didn't carry Whole Cake.
Okay. So Jim
he didn't carry Marineford. I mean,
let's paraphrase.
Marineford, I'll give you. Whole Cake
Marineford and Whole
He
Cake.
slapped Big Mom one time and left. That's literally
He
that's
shoulder
what happened.
tosser too. Don't forget the judo moves where he shoulder tosser down the block.
So what
He
team
disrespected her twice in one arc. No one else has said that and got away with it.
I mean, to be fair, she took 1 damage. Overall,
she took 1 damage and gave back 0 because Jinbei stood 10 toes down solid.
Let me ask you this. What team does Giannis go to that he's the third best player? That's all I gotta say. It's not happening. Listen, on a solid team, Jinbei is he's
solid.
That's a valid argument. Like, I'd say Westbrook.
He's okay. You see, okay.
Westbrook.
I think he's better than a Westbrook. I'm saying he's a fucking he's a Houston James Harden. He's a Houston James Harden. If he goes to a different team, he's a third best player. He's a Dwayne Wade, my nigga. Like he's a Dwayne Wade. I'm gonna give him Dwayne Wade.
I'll give you that. Okay.
He's
Dwayne Wade, Finals MVP. Right. I'll give you that. Jinbei had a moment. I'll give you. Okay, fair.
He's Dwayne Wade.
Fair.
Dwayne Wade.
He's got to step to the side. Bron got to step up. Bron got to lead the team. Somebody, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. It is what it is.
So if Luffy's Bron, then who is Zoro then?
Yeah, we gotta think. We gotta think. I mean, Zoro's a solid Kyrie though. If we being real with you, he's putting up. They putting up back-to-back numbers. They putting up back-to-back numbers.
Paul George, maybe.
I don't know.
Early Paul George.
Zoro's durability is better than Paul George. Paul George's durability looking shaky. I don't know, man.
Yeah, that was scary.
I'm saying he's a Kyrie when he's healthy. That's a Kyrie right there. He's giving. They both back to back.
If he's
40 points.
Kyrie, then Sanji is Kevin Love.
Yes, Kevin Love giving you 20.
He's doing the dirty.
20 and 10.
Okay.
A 19 and 10.
As long as Jinbei's D Wade and Sanji's Kevin Love, I'm okay.
I feel like because the thing is, Sanji's gonna pick up the slack. He's not gonna fight the second best dude. He's gonna fight a top nigga, but he's gonna overwhelm him. That's what Sanji's role is. He's gonna overwhelm your third best nigga. He's gonna embarrass that nigga. He's gonna look good. I don't think Sanji's gonna really be looking bad in the latter half of One Piece. Once he
in the
gets
final
stronger,
arc, who do you think Sanji's final fight is? Because that would effectively be the strongest person he fights.
I think he probably get an Admiral. I think he probably get a look at an Admiral at some point. Honestly, I think one of the Straw Hats.
Green Bull.
Green Bull. Throw Green Bull at him. Throw Green Bull.
That's not fun.
I think he looks good against. I think Green Bull's a hard fight for him, but I think he looks good against Green Bull. I think he makes it. I think he makes it look good. I think he makes
because that's a bad matchup for Jinbei.
It's a bad matchup for Jinbei. I think
that's why Jinbei gets it. I think that's the perfect fight for Jinbei because it's the one time Jinbei will look outclassed. Oof. Because if he can fight on equal footing with Ace, who should have outclassed him, right? This will be the first fight where Jinbei's like, "Oh, I don't see a victory for me," and it figures it out.
I don't think Jinbei's gonna get a chance to fight an Admiral. I think he could, and it's not that I don't think he would look bad. I think Jinbei's comfortable fighting Green Bull. I don't think he'd lose. It wouldn't be a favorable matchup.
That Jinbei gets is himself as a fucking Seraphim.
You think so? That's what you think he caps as a fighter?
Think about that. That's kind of interesting. Because he just gets a bunch of Seraphim fights.
When they mature, when they fully mature, he gets to deal with that. Interesting.
Multiple or just one?
2.
It depends. I don't know how much stronger they're gonna get when they're older because wasn't it Vegapunk said they have a lot of potential to become as strong as their counterparts? I
think that's a good matchup for the Straw Hats in general. To be honest with you, the lower tier Straw Hats. I think that's a good matchup. I don't think we're gonna see a 1-to-1 fight with that. I think we'll see a mix up with the Grand Fleet because you got to think it's a lot of enemies in game. It's gonna be you got Blackbeard, you got the government, Seraphim, Pacifistas, the Admirals. All the little guys, all that shit. So it's gonna be a big. You got the revolutionaries involved too. It's gonna be a big. You know what I'm saying?
So do you think Luffy and Blackbeard end up working together?
I think they end up not fighting for a while because they have a common goal, but I think they ultimately do.
They fight because Blackbeard's a hoe.
Blackbeard's a hoe. It's time. It's time.
Who does Blackbeard take out, bro? He's killing a Straw Hat. We just have to figure out which one it is.
I don't think he kills a Straw Hat. I think he kills Garp. I think Garp is gonna get sacrificed by Blackbeard, and that's gonna push Luffy over the edge. That's gonna be the.
Nah, I don't think the Hoenn stops there. I think the Hoenn continues. I think
Dragon dies too, but I don't think
Shiryu gets a body.
Who though?
Like
who
somebody, I think
that Luffy would care about.
I think it's somebody cool, somebody maybe like a Rebecca, maybe a Kyros, maybe like someone important, someone he has a bond with.
Someone that's not directly a Straw Hat.
Someone that's not a directly a Straw Hat who's gonna bite. Someone who's really helped out. Maybe a Grand Fleet member. Maybe a Sai. Maybe a Leo. Maybe a Bartolomeo. Someone like that gets clapped. Sabo gets clapped. Somebody.
I think Sabo still kills Akainu. I still think that.
Oh yeah, but he can also still get hold by
afterwards. I can see. Right. I can see.
Oh, okay. He kills Akainu and then Shiryu.
Then next thing you know, black hole.
Some whole shit. You got a big dog off the table. You handle my light work. You got somebody off the table I didn't want to have to deal with anyways. Now I'm gonna get rid of you.
Exactly.
Type beat. Yeah.
I don't think the Hoenn's over though. I think they got Garp and they're gonna get like maybe one or two more people.
It's gonna be a free for all.
He can't find anyone else that Luffy would care about. His one opportunity was Hancock. If he can get his hands on Sabo, then. But I don't think Blackbeard would play with Sabo like that. Nor do I think Sabo will give him that opportunity.
I think it's gonna be post
Dragon.
But
Dragon is because Oda's been doing a lot of end of the old era shit.
I don't think Luffy don't even know him. Luffy don't know him.
I don't think Luffy would care, but he might. There might be just like that's just like your only family left type shit.
No.
Just found out he existed 2 years ago.
Law is definitely dying too.
Yeah.
Law, you could count Law. Law's a body.
Yeah, you think Law's going? I don't know. I think Law's too popular.
Nah, Law's.
I think Law's reached that point where it's just like everybody likes him too much. Like if he goes,
Law is pretty high in that popularity.
He's popular, but I think he would be the perfect person to show how serious. Because I'm okay with honestly at this point. He left. He survived the interaction with Blackbeard. I think he's gonna come back. He's gonna be a little stronger. He's gonna have some moments in the end game. But I think he's a disposable character in the end game. In the ultimate end of story game, I think he could die. I do. I think he could die. His Devil Fruit's too annoying to deal with. His Devil Fruit's too annoying to deal with. And I still don't think he's like gonna get over that hump, like that final hump of being strong enough to deal with like an admiral straight up. I don't think so. I think he's gonna be able to deal with an admiral for a little bit, but I don't think he's gonna be able to overwhelm like the top level of fighters. He did good enough against Blackbeard. He did. I'm not gonna shit on him. He did decent enough, but I still think that Blackbeard was healthy enough. He looked fine enough that I don't think that top level of competition is going to be enough for Law.
I think Law is going to learn that he needed the Straw Hat.
Yeah, I think it's going to be abundantly clear that without like the New World is not a joke. And he kind of not that he got saved, but he kind of definitely got blessed by
carried.
He did his job. He did his job. He did his job.
He did some carrying too, because
he did his job. He definitely held it down in Wano for a while, especially Luffy. They fucked it up, but he held it down for a while. He did his thing.
Hard carried in Dressrosa though.
Oh yeah.
Hard carried.
I mean, the problem with Dressrosa was that like I don't think he was ever gonna beat Doflamingo. Him getting involved in that shit was just like it wasn't gonna end well. It wasn't. Trauma. He just wasn't gonna beat Doflamingo. He just wasn't gonna beat that thing.
It wasn't going down like that at any point. But I was gonna say final theory, they bring Kid back for one more L.
I don't think Kid's done. I thought he was dead at first. But I think he might end up doing some whole shit. I think he might pull up and
like try to sabotage Luffy or some shit.
Sabotage Shanks. I think that's what it's gonna end up being. I think he's gonna.
I am with him, bro.
He gonna drop the Addy. My boy gonna drop the Addy. He's gonna send the Addy.
Fraud. Now you got to get your kid back. Do it.
But what's wild is all this gonna happen is gonna lose his other arm.
Nah, he's just gonna observe. I think he's gonna pull up for the final moment, and I think he's gonna end up getting clapped anyways too. Like I think his Devil Fruit gonna get taken anyways.
You think his Devil Fruit gets taken?
Yeah, I mean, why would Blackbeard not kill him?
Why would Blackbeard not take that?
You weaker than me. I don't even fuck with you like that, and you're a hoe.
Right.
Taking that shit, nigga. You just sold this nigga out because you couldn't beat him.
Now I have somebody on my team who's land, and have someone on my team who's metal.
He might take that shit for himself. Truthfully, he might say,
"Hey, bananas."
Hey. I saw that railgun.
I liked it. It was looking good. I have to put that in my arsenal.
I fucked with that. Need some of that. Yeah.
That railgun.
I know Shanks didn't let you set up, but I'm different.
I'm a cook.
I would clap that nigga.
Shit, I'm gonna have that shit charged up before niggas even see me. I'm having that shit charged up miles from the island. Just pull up with it ready.
You say you don't even know. I got my man's gonna warp me in when it's fully ready. That's plain for sure.
Yo, that's crazy.
On some fucking instant transmission Kamehameha shit. Just pull up and let it go. Nah.
Pull up, bombardment, leave.
Why not?
Oh, nah.
Let me charge up the rail.
That's absolute hoe shit.
Van Auger,
that's the epitome. That's awakened hoe shit. Like,
just had that shit ready.
You just be like, all right,
just aiming it off at the distance like this out for the ocean.
That's
are we ready?
All right, we're ready to
fire.
That's honestly that's a war crime.
Because even if you see it coming, what do you do?
Nothing.
It's not there yet.
It's done. You can't do nothing about it.
You can try to be there when he gets there, but you're gonna be in front of a barrel for real. Like,
because he can let it go. I mean, he can just let it go.
And if his
let it go from the air,
if his trigger finger is crazy, because imagine he's just gonna let it off as they're warping. Like, I don't even care if we make
just
it
before they teleport.
It's firing.
It's going off. That's it.
Damn, like mid warp, it's going already.
It's already shooting. There's nothing you could do. By the time I'm there, the blast landed. Like that's it.
Nah, that's fucking diabolical. Honestly,
that's what I'm saying. He could. If I've seen a list too. Oh, let me see if I can find it about the. I gotta find it next time for you guys about the craziest devil fruit combinations. But I think warp and the magnet fruit. If you can do that, if I can just warp with a launched and ready railgun, I'm the pirate.
Kind of GG.
That's like Metal Gear Solid right there, like a mobile nuke. You just pulling up and dropping it wherever you want. That's different. Yeah.
Honestly, I'd rather have Bruno's fruit for that. Just
door
open
fruit?
a door to wherever I'm aiming at. Like,
but don't you gotta see it? Like,
open the door right here, bow, close it.
What's the limit to his door? Like, can he open it wherever, or does he have to see it? Because if he has to see
he had to be there before.
So he can just open the door wherever.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's over.
Yeah.
As long as he was there before. Just
let it go to middle school. Just blow that shit up.
Let me save this from outside. This has been the Urban Anime Podcast.
We'll catch y'all next week.
You started talking about domestic terrorism.
Like, how's it going now?
See what power gets us?
Your biggest op is a fucking third grade teacher. You just pull up. I got you now, nigga.